Welcome, everybody. We'll call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Our first order of business is to get a motion to approve the minutes of 11:25.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, has everybody read them?
Yes.
Any questions, comments, changes?
Not for me.
Okay, shall we vote to all those in favor of accepting the minutes?
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it, 5-0. Okay, then we have the use of town hall. I'll hear a motion to have me sign this request for, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I had, okay. And then we're gonna have the elementary school, and now we're to the members of the public. Lucas, about plowing East Hill.
Thank you. I'm gonna read some comments if that's okay. Really.
Sure.
But thank you for giving me opportunity to come. Appreciate all that you guys do.
Thank you.
My name is Lucas Farrell. I'm here on behalf of the homeowners on East Hill Road. I reached out to everyone on the road over the past 2 weeks, and all but one household responded. Every person who responded supports the road being plowed in winter. No one opposes it. So it's not just me speaking here. This reflects the collective voice of the East Hill Road community. So I just want that to be clear. Last winter, the town plowed East Hill, and everything went smoothly. There were no safety issues or operational problems to my knowledge. In fact, we had fewer incidents overall. Traffic on Pekin Mountain Road was eased, and there was an additional route available for emergency vehicles. Given that the town plowed it successfully last year, we're unclear what has changed specifically to make it unsafe now. Expense has been mentioned in the past. We understand budget pressures, but at the same time, all of us on East Hill and across Townshend have seen our property taxes continue to rise. It's difficult to reconcile rising taxes with reductions in basic services like road maintenance. It's also worth remembering that East Hill Road was rebuilt with FEMA funds after Irene. It's wider and built to a higher standard than many Class 3 roads the town plows every winter. And importantly, the steepest, most difficult section is the lower section, which the town already plows and sands. Above that, the mile between there and the Holt Farm, it's less steep, less narrow, and objectively safer to maintain. I've heard concerns about guardrails, but very few, if any, of Townsend's Class 3 roads that I know have guardrails, including roads like Pekin Mountain, Back Window, Acton Hill, that are plowed every winter. And if guardrails matter anywhere, it's on that lower section, the section that's already being plowed. The real safety issue for us arises when the town does not plow. These days, everyone that doesn't live here relies on GPS for directions, and anyone coming from the south is sent up East Hill, that's coming to Big Picture Farm or Top Notch Farm, is sent up there by default. The first quarter mile is fully plowed, and even though there's a sign at the bottom, drivers naturally assume the whole road is open. There is no sign where winter maintenance actually ends. Snowmobile traffic packs the snow above that point, making the road look driven and safe, but it isn't. Conditions change abruptly, there's no turnaround, cell service is poor, people get stuck, can't call for help, and end up walking down the road. Some knock on neighbors' doors. Kristen Bills and Orange Styles could share some stories there. Some walk to Harmonyville, hope it's opened, and at least one family member of one of the households had to walk all the way to Grace Cottage after getting stuck. These aren't rare events, they happen every year. So our first and primary request tonight is that the board reconsider its decision and vote to plow East Hill Road again this winter. Last year showed it can be done safely and reliably, and the residents who live on the road unanimously support it. If the board ultimately decides not to plow, despite the overwhelming resident support, then at the very least the town needs to implement proper safety mitigation. That means placing a clear, visible sign exactly where winter maintenance ends, installing reflective markers or a barrier at that point so drivers understand they cannot continue, coordinating with GPS providers so the road is not presented as a viable winter route, and ensuring there is a safe an obvious place for vehicles to turn around before they get into trouble. These are not optional conveniences, they are basic safety precautions to prevent predictable emergencies on a road that visually misleads people into believing it is open. So we're simply asking for one of two things. Either maintain the road, as was done successfully last year, that's our preference, or if you're gonna stick to your guns, then at least put in place the basic safety steps necessary to keep residents, visitors, and emergency responders out of dangerous situations. I'm happy to answer any questions for you guys if you have any questions, but that's it for me. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for laying it out like that. Board, would anybody like to respond?
Jeremy, who gave you permission to plow that section of road last year?
I don't recall if I ever really asked, I just took it upon myself to do it.
Did we get paid for it last year?
We had a discussion.
So we get paid, it's considered a class 3 through road.
We had a board.
It's part of our mileage.
We had a board discussion, and because it was part of our mileage, we decided to do it, and also because Jeremy had said that if he was gonna plow up the 1/4 mile, it was just as easy to go up rather than turn around at the 1/4 mile. That was more difficult for the vehicles. And also it was difficult to turn around at the top, like you come down past Holt Farm, then you have to turn around and go back out if you're not gonna go back down. So, for those reasons, we did give you permission last year to do it, and we were successful in that. And then it came up to the board this year. I don't have it in front of me, but it was a vote. Not everybody voted to close the road in the winter, but the majority did. So, and that's what I remember. I can look up for the exact meeting that happened at. We could find that, I'm sure.
I know in the past, we voted to not plow it because of the fact that there's 2 other egresses and regresses. There is the part where they say, oh, well, you know, ambulance, fire truck, you know, gives them a 3rd area to go. Glenn, if you're gonna take the 3 routes, East Hill, Peaked Mountain, or Deer Valley Road, which way are you gonna go with the fire truck?
Where am I going?
Well,
Say Holt Farm.
From the firehouse. What my point is that when it comes to the rescue or anything like that, that's not gonna be their first avenue. I mean, for one, they don't know, I mean, they're gonna go for predictability, so they're gonna go an extra mile, I would believe, or 2, in not the path, you know, the shortest path. They're gonna go with the path of least restriction. The other part with it is like you said, the no guardrails. Well, it's like somebody goes over that bank, you're not even gonna see them. Are you? I mean, unless you saw the tracks.
I mean, I think that part is
The other part
is the steep part that you're already plowing.
Yeah, but I'm talking where when they redid that crown's hardcore. So when you get out there, you get to a certain point, and it's like, if there's any sort of ice situation, you're gonna ride either side and you could be off the road. That was one of the reasons that we voted to not do it in the previous years. And, you know, point being is I think you're opening up more of a can of worms, keeping it open. We had 1 basic ice storm last year, as in the previous couple of years before that, we were having ice storms left and right. Well, what happens if one of our trucks is up there in a snafu, and now we're down another truck, and it's like, almost like less is more.
Yeah, but I mean, I would argue that Acton Hill, Back Wyndham, I mean, there's so many roads and towns in that you could say the same thing about.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? You're just gonna shut them off and make them go one way to get out? So if they have a problem there, they're in a total snafu. You guys are at the point, you got 2 other ways to get out.
No, I agree. I just think that's if you know as a resident, if you're familiar with the roads, you know not to go that way. But in the past 5 years, 10 years, I mean, everybody uses GPS, including emergency services. So if anybody coming from the south is gonna go up that road. I mean, unless they're flying along an emergency vehicle and then they're like, oh, look, I just saw the dinky sign at the very beginning at Harmonyville. There's no way they're gonna see that when they're flying up a road that's sanded a quarter mile. And then they get there and they're like, oh crap, like I try to go because it looks like maybe it's okay. And that's when you say it's icy, it's like, yeah, at that point it is sketchy because it hasn't been maintained. But that's what's been happening is people find themselves up there, a lot of people.
Yeah, but you're gonna be in a situation where in the past 10 years, we've gotten more complaints coming from towns and acres. You're getting spread out to the point where it's like, okay, now we're just gonna add one more spot that it's like, okay, if there's a problem, now people are hooting and hollering. I mean, we just had 4 inches of snow and I mean, the phone's blowing up when there's 2 inches of snow on the road. Well, it's like, well, I don't know, we're in Vermont. It's like, you can't wear the cutting edge off of every single thing you got. My point being is they can't be physically everywhere right off the bat. And you're gonna be in more of a situation when everybody's completely used to going up and down that and they think it's really gonna be fine. And then you're in a bad situation, you're going backwards down the hill. And then it's like, they're all mad at the 3-4 people that we have working. So, I mean, where are we with it? Where are we gonna go?
We're trying better signage if we're not gonna plow it.
Well, no, I'm definitely for the better signage. I'm just thinking that, they're plowing with 2-wheel drive vehicles. So if we try to take on every single bad scenario, I mean, one of those trucks has a hard time there. Yeah, there's all these other roads that if you have a hard time with, you're in a snafu. But that isn't one of them, and it hasn't been one of them. And then we're adding it one year. Well, yeah, we didn't have any ice last year. I mean, we've had years where all of a sudden now we get a little bit of rain and everything's a glass bottle, and the trucks can barely get over the road. So now you're down there trying to mess around, and I think there's more to lose by doing it than there is gained by doing it. You guys have 2 other areas to get out. And I mean, I understand convenience and I understand it, but realistically, there's 3-4 months of the year that you probably really shouldn't be going down that in most of the vehicles that are trying to go to these places.
I wonder if the town sticks to their guns to have it closed, could we get proper signage that says it's closed between this date and this date? And could we contact the GPS and alert them to the seasonal road? And then the third part is, are we allowed to close a road that we receive highway dollars for?
We've already established that.
Yep.
But I mean, was I wrong? Was I wrong that last year plowing it? Does it still seem, having done that, there's precedent now that we did that.
Mm-hmm.
Did it seem more dangerous than other roads?
I didn't drive it, Jeremy would have to.
It was in good shape from what I saw.
We didn't have any issues.
It was better than some of the other roads going in.
I know it's been the first time it's been plowed in probably 40 to 50 years.
But it was a mild winter, I think, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That was my question, is how long hadn't we been plowing it for? Because
40, 50 years.
I've only been here 4 years, at least on this board, and last year was the only year I remember doing it.
So I've been here 40 years.
I'm 52 and I remember always coming up sometimes to get a Christmas tree and it wasn't plowed from there down.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just like the way people drive now with GPS, it's just sending you up there. So I think it's different now than it has been historically for 40 years. And then it was open, and it was
GPS
rebuilt, and it was rebuilt in a way that made it a different road than it was before.
The lower half. The upper half is very narrow. From Holt Farm down to the brook, the road is very narrow.
Yeah.
It's only wide enough for one vehicle.
But that, I would say that's most Pekin Mountain.
Most of what?
Pekin Mountain is no wider than that. I mean,
And to put it into perspective, Pekin Mountain's only been being plowed since mid to 87, 88 is when they started plowing that. It was never plowed before that.
It's about 40 years now.
Yeah.
Which is the same discussion we're saying this hasn't been plowed for 40
I do
years.
think GPS is an issue though, right? I mean, the last
Yeah,
few
they'll-
winters
they'll
I've been
offer
around,
help with
we've been
GPS.
trying to get people off.
I don't want to take up any more time. I appreciate it. I feel like I've expressed all the sentiments that collective that I've received. I have like all the text messages from all the homeowners.
Do you want us to keep a copy of your works?
It's kind of written all over them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's not the
You
same.
have my other letter.
Okay.
This is kind of
Restates that.
well, this included the comments from everybody else.
Mhm.
So I could email it.
Okay.
But yeah, I would certainly appreciate a reconsideration. That's all.
All right.
Lucas, thank you very much.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. And like I said, I really appreciate your service.
All right. Thank you. Okay.
Do we want to make a decision at all on the requests regarding either plowing or signage?
Well, Jeremy, you said that we already have the proper
The
signage.
signage.
It's
What
not
is
very
the
good.
signage?
So it's not signage, it's location of signage
Right,
Mhm.
is the question.
So there's one right across from the driveway to the whole farm.
Yep.
And then there's one,
And that one's fine.
And what does that
And the
say?
one at the bottom of Harmonyville Hill, but you plow a quarter mile past that.
yeah,
So that's,
it makes it look like it's plowed.
makes it look like it's open.
right,
So that location may have to change.
move the
A
sign up.
sign that has a
Yes.
flip down
That's huge.
that says road maintained. It's a flip down sign, right, that says road
There's a flip
maintained
there,
and then
yeah.
it says road not maintained or something.
No road,
Small.
the exact word. So you know
Yeah,
the
no
first-
maintenance from
'Cause like the
November or
one
something
On
through.
Putney Mountain Road says May 1st to
Yeah.
whatever.
Shows
And,
that.
okay.
Maybe I could stick a road close sign on that sign.
Yep, that would help.
For the
Maybe
winter.
some reflective tape so that it really, if they're at night, it's like bang, it's like hello. You know what I'm talking about.
Should I barricade it?
After the
snowmobilers
log
will
cabin?
be.
Yeah.
Well, you leave enough room for a snowmobile to get by.
They do that on Putney Mountain, don't they?
Yeah.
I think they put a
They put a pile of dirt on both
pile of
ends.
dirt on both ends.
Mm.
I do think something to help make it clear.
Okay.
I'm in
They, I
favor
know
of
they
that.
used to do it.
So in favor of doing something to make it
We're
clearer?
barricaded if other towns do that, I don't see why not, just to make it very clear. If people are already missing the sign,
Yeah. And even if the GPS leads you there, you can't do it.
yeah, then you actually.
Can you call GPS?
I mean, GPS puts you on Jordan Hill.
See, it was just saying.
Yeah. We've had people, I know, there's been many people who've gotten stuck out on Jordan Hill on both ends.
Yeah.
Damn
I can
technology.
tell you guys some stories.
So we're relocating the sign up to that, right after the log cabin?
But I think
And
with
possibly-
Jeremy's suggestion of putting a road closed sign
Okay,
at the bottom of the hill would help, so people don't go up that quarter of a mile and then have to turn around and come back down.
okay. So that's what we're doing,
Oh,
road close sign at the
close
bottom.
sign.
And no
What
piles?
about one of the orange, can we get like an old used state sign that like, detour or
Let's put
road
the
closed,
compactor there.
something of that nature?
What you need is just some barrel stock.
Well, no, but you know what I'm saying, I mean, a good big sign.
I don't even think we have.
I got, I'll have to see what we got, or something.
I could put make sure it's crashable, in case they drive right through it.
Oh,
Does it?
yeah, I could put some of those A-frame barricades up.
Deuce has it.
Can we have Connie
Yeah,
contact
different
GPS, I
version.
don't know how to do
I have
that.
no idea.
We'll figure
Is
it out.
that?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Apparently, no.
They could do a couple jersey barriers.
Figure something out.
Google's your friend.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Google it.
Reflective tape on it.
All
All
right.
right, let's move along.
Big one.
Glenn, regarding donation.
Oh, yeah. So, the association decided to add to the fleet a brush truck that was being auctioned off. We ended up winning a bid, and we're wondering if the select board is interested in us donating it to the town. Because the town already owns all the, other than what it belongs to the state parks.
So if we didn't want you to donate it to the town, you would keep it in your other part of the budget? Or we should, I'm just wondering.
It makes everything cleaner, I guess, if it's with everything else. the
It makes
fleet.
sense for us to do that.
So basically, you guys bought it,
Mhm.
donating it to the town, so we would take it, put it onto our insurance,
Correct.
and then we would maintain it from said date
Yeah.
on.
Where would we house it?
That's a great question. We're still working on that.
Okay.
I would make a motion to accept the gift from the Townshend Fire Association to the town. And put it with the fleet of fire trucks for the Townshend Volunteer Fire Department.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You got it.
Congratulations, you have another truck.
Where's the key?
It's in it, it's in it. It's sitting in my garage.
So, okay.
Oh, one question I would have for Jeremy, say we do get in a situation, is there the ability to make room in the
It's
town,
already been done.
but for the
Foreseeable
foreseeable
future.
future?
It's not ideal.
No, but could we get through the winter like that?
Good.
What I had discussed with Jeremy prior, because we had to get it out of the firehouse up in Bradford, and we haven't winterized the pump yet, was either this truck here would fit better doing other things than just brush fires, which the one from Vermont Forest and Parks, or Parks and Forest, whatever they are. That one there is strictly like, that's really the only thing you can use it for. So, we're still working on all that in-house, but for right now, Jeremy was nice enough to let us put it in there so the pump didn't freeze.
Such a
Till we
nice
get it
guy.
winter.
And we're not ready to put it in.
No, it's not ready to go on the road, but the first step, it's roadworthy, it's inspected and all that, we just haven't been through it, but the first step is to see, what's that?
It's inspected.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it.
Well, we got one truck inspected.
Ay, ay, ay.
All right. With your guys' vote, now I'll work on the, we have a meeting Thursday night, so we'll work on the, whatever you need for a letter, the paperwork we have. Who do you want me to drop that off to?
For insurance
Oh,
and
probably
everything, Connie.
Okay.
And then she'll give Elaine what Elaine needs and she'll file what needs to be filed, et cetera. Yeah.
So,
Do you have anything else for us?
I don't know, according to the letter, I think Elaine was missing. She says that she wasn't able to put,
She wasn't able to process a check because Sherwood didn't send some paperwork for
Right.
her to put the guy on her
copy
books.
of
So,
insurance, which
right.
she'll have that tomorrow.
Okay.
I just took care of that earlier. It's the first time he'd been asked for it, so
okay,
he's gonna have, the insurance company will email that to Elaine tomorrow.
okay.
Um,
I will check on it then.
But there is, do you wanna wait until your next meeting to discuss that? It could use a little discussion and
I
depending
don't
on
have
your
that
answer.
paperwork here to discuss it in detail. Would you like to describe what it is to the?
So the short of it is most of the money in the fire pond reserve account has been already expensed to this job. It's an expensive hire. I think we have around $3,000 or something, $4,000 left in the reserve account. And then we have the remaining bill for all the construction work of like $13,000.
Just give it back to me. So it's I remember 8,100, but what's the total amount of the bill you're talking about?
So we would be, it's 13,000, give or take a couple hundred, like 13,000.
Well, I'm gonna ask the board if we're allowed to put it on the warrant pending the insurance document. So I would need a total figure. I don't have that paperwork in front of me.
Hold on, I think she included it.
I think it was that Sherwood sheet that looks like his purchase order.
Yep, you're correct. 13,300.
Okay.
For the construction?
It's the fire pond expense. And it's Trousdale Fire Pond, if I'm remembering. Truesdale. Okay. So we will do that when we get to the warrants, and we'll see if we think that that's
13,800.
300.
so. Okay, next on the agenda, if you don't mind waiting a minute, Glenn will do the,
No, I didn't, that's fine.
okay,
Do what you gotta do
Okay.
to stay in order and I'll
and then we'll get,
just hang out and then explain when that comes up.
okay, thank you. We just have one in between.
No, that's fine.
The road signs for the Townshend Elementary letter, does anybody want to summarize it? If not, I will.
Go ahead.
It seems that they are concerned about adults crossing children by the Route 35 crosswalk, and they don't feel it's safe, and they want to use their grant funds that they've received to buy a flashing, like push the button flashing light, and basically give it to us, and then we maintain it. And that's their request.
So I make a motion to have Connie contact Mark Pickering of District 2 to do a traffic study of Route 35.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Shall we ask Connie to also alert these people that that's how we're proceeding?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
5?
Yep. Okay, and then we have next the warrants.
Make a motion to pay.
Do you want to talk about the fire pond now or at the end of the warrants?
Let's do them at the end of the warrants.
Okay,
Do you want me to add the 13,300 to the 45 that's existing?
to the total,
Fire pond?
sure.
Make a motion to pay the warrants starting with number 1 payroll in the amount of $14,179.46. Number 2 payroll tax in the amount of $6,664.05. Number 3 general fund in the amount of $297.35. Number 4 general fund in the amount of $38,035.26. Number 5 highway fund in the amount of $19,782.69. Number 6, highway fund, the amount of $597.63. Number 7, highway fund, the amount of $46,058.81. Number 8, library electric, $47.11. Number 9, the fire pond fund in the amount of $13,345.
15,300.
And then we have a school informational thing. Is that actually our school payment, or is it
It's
just?
a quarter of a payment.
All right,
Yep.
so we have a quarter of the school payment for $848,429.29. And I have a total of $974,136.65 plus $13,345. Going
Okay.
once, going twice.
Thank
So-
you. Right.
Second.
Second? Okay, any further discussion?
Yes, I'd like to know who approved mileage reimbursement for Leonard Reynolds.
That would be a highway question.
That was submitted pre the decision made before. She just,
So he didn't get the paperwork
he didn't get the
in.
paperwork in time.
All right. Do you have
This will be
any
the
other?
last one.
So no more pending?
No more pending.
Okay. All right, thank you. So we need a motion to accept them. We have that, and then all those in favor?
Aye.
Who did
Aye.
second?
I second it.
Okay, so. Don't be sorry.
So what do we have next? We have the highway, Jeremy.
Not much to report. Winter's here, roads are frozen, good thing.
What about the compactor?
Compactors, we moved it down to the pit. Been red tagged, so. What else do you wanna know about it?
How is it going with the open trailer?
So far, so good. We've just been packing it every day with the backhoe, and I think we can get about a week out of it.
Okay.
No raccoons?
Done yet. No critters
I
yet.
think the raccoons are throwing more stuff that shouldn't be in there than they're taking out of there.
Whatever that means.
The truck is red tagged for what?
In my eyes, it's a health hazard.
I agree, but
The
specifically,
wiring, the lights that don't work, it won't pass inspection.
And a lot of the hoses were too, correct?
Hydraulics were all working fine. It's just,
Okay.
I mean, it's just not a safe truck to be on the road.
And is there
And
any
we've been
way?
telling, we were telling people that 5 years ago.
Right, and last year we had a trash committee that said we shouldn't use that, but.
You had a trash committee?
We
Correct.
did,
and I was on it,
we
and
did.
I recommended to get out of the trash business.
But we're in the
We all
trash
agree.
business and it's working now. Is there any way to fix this compactor or at least even fix it up enough to get rid of it?
I wouldn't waste my energy on it, to be honest with you.
Okay,
Scrapyard.
Get more.
There isn't, the compactor body is rotted, so it's not like somebody's gonna want it just for the compact.
okay.
The only thing that's worth anything in it is the drivetrain, motor and transmission.
And the brand new tires and wheels.
And the brand new tires and wheels, which will, I mean, they were used tires, so.
But it got us another year.
Not quite.
And then at the end, further on, we have trash attendant. Do you want to address that
The
now?
trash attendant has been filled.
Okay.
Rick, forget his last name. Burke is our new trash attendant. He's starting next Tuesday. So Peter has graciously filled in the last 2 Tuesdays, and he said he would continue to fill in if needed.
That's helpful.
And I haven't seen Wayne to inform him, but I'm sure he'll be
Kicking around Thursday.
elated to be done. So
And where's this new gentleman from?
he lives in Newfane,
On Autumn Road.
Autumn Road,
Autumn
I
Lane.
don't know, off the River Road maybe.
No, it's right behind the Newbrook Firehouse in the back. I almost bought a house off
So
of
he's
it.
close by, closer than me.
Don't know if we
Hello?
talked about this
Hold on a
last
second.
meeting when I wasn't here, but other trucks and their inspections and all of that,
Everything has been inspected,
and everything's good now. It's just the compactor.
just compact.
Great.
Laura.
Okay, Laura?
She has to unmute.
I just wanted to mention that I went and used the open trash receptacle last Saturday. And there's got to be a better way to get garbage up into that, because I hurt my neck and my shoulder and my back trying to lift a bag that was really heavy, because I put a lot in it because I don't like paying for a bag and not using it. And you have to literally lift it up almost over your head and push it in order to get it in there. And not all of us are built to do that.
How are we gonna do this?
So I wondered if there's a way, if you're going to continue to use that, to put some kind of maybe a slide next to the stairs so people could drag the bag up or something. I mean,
Still have to lift it up to put it in,
In the compactor.
yeah. So,
Yeah, we don't have to
lift
lift
it
it
up.
over your head.
yeah, it's a high lift. I'm tall and I still have to lift it up and flip it in there. It's like, and I'm 71 years old. I shouldn't have to be doing that kind of stuff, really. So, I mean, if either have an attendant there to help people or try to figure out a way to make it so that people can get the garbage in there without having to be weightlifters.
okay, we will take that into consideration. Jeremy, anything else on highway? How did that first little storm go?
Good, doing fine.
Good.
We did, yes, I do have a truck down in the shop right now. Truck 1 is in the shop, but needs a new rear end, so.
So on the dumpster conversation, I remember watching the meeting last that you had mentioned a front-loading dumpster that was covered on the top. Is that
The 2 10-yard
the
dumpsters,
2 10 yards? Yeah.
I mean, that's a possibility.
We went through pros and cons. The
About the
pro for this one is you can take
Right, you
the
can
machine
compact
and
it down.
push it down,
Mhm.
and where the other one just fills up fluffy wise, and you're paying a lot for transportation for less garbage.
You have to have to pick up probably just about every day.
Right, every dump day.
Yeah.
Would it
So,
help maybe to put another layer of stairs up, making it a little higher,
step.
go another step higher, and if it's not wide enough.
Then we
make it
gotta have
wide.
an ADA, and then we'll have like a 40-foot set of stairs to go up 6 feet. And I mean, we're just going in around and around and around and around and around and around and around with it. It's trash.
I know,
Let's just make it as easy as can be and move along.
that's what I was saying. So I don't know.
One more step.
One more
There's already 3 steps.
well,
What's 4
Jeremy,
steps?
would you look and see if another step could be added to make it,
Sure.
okay, thank you.
Of course it can be added.
Well,
We put a man on the moon. And we didn't put another step on the freaking.
Townshend, Vermont didn't put a man on the moon.
Whoa.
You're not wrong.
Okay, so now we're on to treasurer.
Boy.
We all know that we just paid that big amount to the school, but this budget, these figures reflect before that check came out, because we have $1,496,868.32. And then in the swing account, we have 30,000. And then we have our list of CDs that we've been getting lately. Our town clerk, the second 2 weeks of November brought in $1,253 even. The chair report, I just wanted to report that we've been working away on the 100 fund budget, and that's going well. We've been investigating things about the common to include in that budget, and all's going well, and we'll have that to you next time. And what's next? Grant coordinators next week, next meeting, and then road classifications. I spoke to the lawyer, who seems like a really nice man. I haven't met him face to face, but I just called and asked him certain things that we've been kind of kicking around. And he said to use the word to reclassify the roads, not to discontinue or throw up the roads. Look at all possible roads to continue, but don't do them all at once. Make sure to not seem prejudice, and don't micromanage a certain type of homeowner. Work with road commissioner and foreman to develop a proposal to the board. Look at most expensive to maintain and those in worse shape, like substandard. Road foreman presents to the board, and then we contact the lawyer and he'll walk us through next steps in the process. Basically, it is a 30-day after notice, a site visit by the board, road people and interested parties are alerted, and then a hearing. But I didn't quite get to them, like where it had to be posted, but if we get to that point, I'll get more detail. So, any comments or questions for me to ask him?
It's always been my understanding that to throw up a road, which he says not to use those words, but basically that's what you're doing, needs to go to town meeting.
And see, I remember it being different. I remember, because Plum Road, where I lived forever, was thrown up, and there was a public hearing about it. So it wasn't like a town meeting vote, it was
A public hearing.
a public hearing that was specially warned and specially, so I think there's a process more than,
Okay.
That's what I remember from the class Connie and I took.
Right.
Was it had to be public.
That's what I remember from being on the board when we did the ancient road stuff, is you had to legal notice it to all the property owners. You had to have an on-site walkthrough with the property owners and any other persons, and then you hold a public hearing.
right,
And we did 15 roads, and we had to do each one, and it had to be a separate hearing.
so that's the information I got for that.
Okay.
So,
Are we pursuing, are we moving ahead with some?
I don't know what the board wants to do. Do you want to take any action now, or just,
It sounds like if the board were to decide to move forward, then the road foreman has some work to do to present to the board.
Well, it's not gonna be fair to do anything before next spring.
Okay. So
But if it's
revisit it in the spring?
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
we're
we
just
can't
to
just-
stop plowing now. I mean,
Yeah.
we're committed, so.
You're pretty much,
I do think that with the road that Lucas came to talk about earlier, there is a formality that you need to go through to, close that road for the winter, because it is, like, we do receive the money for that, and we do need to go through that process. There are exceptions when the road is dangerous, the board has already decided that, and I think that we do have to notify them, or else we're out of compliance. And if we're gonna add more visible signs and everything like that, you can, get away with that out of compliance thing, but it's more visible now, so it'd be better if we just went through that process that we learned a little bit about at that meeting and did that the right way, so we're totally
so are we
compliant.
asking Connie to do that?
Sure. If she needs any help, I can sit with her since we
And
both
maybe
took
if we
the class.
contact these people, they'll alert GPS, and that might get a little cleaner.
Yeah, I think that was mentioned in the class.
good luck.
Thank you, Rob. So, okay, so we'll put this on our tickler file for the spring, right, John? And then we have new business, bids. Who's our bid opener? Are you our bid opener yet?
I think it's Rob.
Oh, okay, well, I don't know. It's not
It used
me.
to be, not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully these aren't very tough.
These are bids for bridge number 43, starting with Hunter Excavating.
Put your seatbelt on.
Yeah.
Do do you want me to just come up with a number, I guess, is basically what I'm gonna do. Total lump sum bid price, $646,484.
No pennies, huh?
We should at some
That's-
point
that's
compare
paving all the
the
way from
scope
State
of works
Forest.
though, right?
Yeah.
Make sure they're doing.
We should make a decision tonight. We should review.
You have to send it to Megan.
Well, the thing is that we have to review these because there's too much, there's all sorts of different,
The
you know,
state has also
modifications to-
required us to send it to them.
hold on, listen to what I'm saying. There's modifications, there's no abutment work included, there's a bunch of stuff here. So I don't know what these other ones are gonna be, but that's what the lump sum is. Next one is from Miller Construction. Total lump sum bid written, $495,970. And that was Miller Construction.
Okay.
Next one is from Daniels Construction. Got your knife?
I only carry guns.
Bid from Daniels Construction is a lump sum bid price of $467,500. Next one is A.S. Clark.
This one won't be better.
Total lump sum bid of $404,939.
404.
939.
You can make up the closest one.
And the next one is from New England Infrastructure out of Hudson, Mass.
I'm gonna see what I do.
And New England Infrastructure's bid lump sum is $925,000.
925.
Great.
Yeah.
So that's
Massachusetts.
two
So
bridges.
we had 5 of them?
Yes.
Okay.
And this V-Trans has asked us to send all
All the bids.
the bids for their review. Since they are giving a substantial amount of money, they have to be involved in the approval.
So we're gonna send to V-Trans and somebody like you two are gonna compare apples to apples, is
Well,
that?
Megan Brunk will do that as well.
So we leave it up to her?
We consult with her.
Okay. All right, so we don't make a decision tonight
No.
and,
So we're tabling this to the next.
correct. And then the highway budget for fiscal year 27. Connie, do you want to speak to that since we've had such a strong hand in that?
The select board received a packet tonight, which is the proposal that's being submitted for the fiscal year 27 highway budget from the Highway Budget Committee that has been working on putting one together. The top document is an attempt to give you an overview of what the different parts of the budget involves. The second document is the budget itself, broken down line by line. The third document is a comparison between fiscal year 26 and this proposed budget of fiscal year 27. The committee went into the budget process saying that they really wanted to work hard to make sure that we came in under 10%, under 8%. I think we were shooting the figure of trying to come in under 6%, so we worked hard. There was only a couple things that we, in the end, decided we could not do this year if we wanted to bring the increase down below. So we are pretty excited that we came in with a 4.52% increase.
And that includes the greater payment going forward.
That includes absorbing, we were directed by the voters to absorb the $92,000 greater payment into the budget. And so a lot of work was done to keep that percentage low, and we think that we've done a good job bringing it in at 4.52%. Included in this budget is a 4-year plan on equipment and infrastructure, because the committee is proposing to also submit articles to fund a highway reserve fund that addresses infrastructure and equipment. So this, I tried to make this spreadsheet readable. I'm sure it's not. I tried my best. So I'm sure there's questions. We can go over it. We can discuss it. What the goal is of the 4-year plan is to fund a highway reserve that will allow for the purchase of 2 trucks within 2 years, and will also allow for an infrastructure funding that will deal with Bridge 43 and Bridge 41 and probably other ones after that. But begin to fund a reserve that allows for the replacement of 2 trucks in 2 years and infrastructure work. So I tried to color code the different years to try to make it more readable. And you can see that in by fiscal year 28, it's hard to know the exact figures because we don't know if there will be surpluses to apply each year, and if the articles get passed. But this is our general look as a budget committee on how to look at 4 years of funding.
So these are possible articles. Do they relate to these in pink here?
This is a first draft. We asked Katie to just put together some initial language. So the articles was just to let the select board know what we're thinking about, not the actual language. So I believe they would be reflected in that 4-year plan.
And I can comment on what I said about, on the first one, about that getting passed over at town meeting last year, because I rewatched that part of the meeting today.
If I can just add one thing. So we came out of fiscal year 25 with a $92,000 surplus in the highway fund. This plan and the special articles would imply that we would take $60,000 of that surplus and apply it towards the reserve.
Offset.
Not to offset taxes, to put into the reserve to help build that reserve, and maintain $30,000 in the budget for unexpected expenses. So like the auditor had said, to keep 15 of your surplus and not move all of it out, but keep some in. So this 4-year plan reflects taking $60,000 and applying it to the reserve in fiscal year 27.
So Jordan always told me I had to keep $75,000 in reserve. And the rest had to be applied to offset taxes.
You can, but then you gotta re-raise it every year. You're re-raising that money when you're doing that.
That's right.
This is why you're creating reserve accounts.
That's
The
right.
reserve accounts will make it so then we don't have to keep doing these articles that are so big
He
and
does
raising taxes all the time.
He does not want reserve accounts.
Oh, we can certainly engage Jordan on this capital plan. I mean, the
We
reserve
would, we
issue.
would.
He should be consulted.
Yeah.
We definitely would.
Now, Jordan told me he did not want any reserve accounts. We had to keep $75,000.
As a fund balance.
As a fund balance.
A fund balance is technically a reserve account that is never voted on by the taxpayers.
That's right, and the rest was used.
So you're automatically inflating your budget each year. So when you inflate the fund balance into the revenue, that gets subtracted out of your budget. So then you don't raise that much money again for taxes.
Correct.
What that creates is now you're thinking you've got this fund balance. That only goes to the next year. Then that is spent out of that budget, which is fine. That works great. But that doesn't create counts where we gotta go buy $500,000 trucks and graders and equipment. A reserve account is so we don't have to pay for all that in 1 year. You're now coming up with infrastructure issues that are almost $500,000 for a simple bridge top. That, to me, means we gotta start saving out every 5 years. You gotta think of doing that master structure plan, and then it's paid for. We can't fund it all in 1 year. We can't fund every one of them every year, all year, every year.
And I think there's a difference between capital reserves and regular straight reserves, because every town does capital funds. So we will talk to Jordan about that.
Okay.
All right.
But is there any other questions? Wanted to get it to the select board so you have time to review it, discuss it.
So this is just the presentation time.
Just want to say great job keeping it under 5%.
And thank you for all the work.
Plus the 92,000, like, that's a lot.
So,
I mean, the 92,000 was a big thing for us to add in this year, and I'm wondering if the only math that we didn't think of doing was what was our actual percentage from what we normally do of did our budget go up, did it go down without that $92,000? So that's a more accurate number, I think, than adding the grader payment
If
in,
you
while
take the
that is
92,
important
then it's
overall.
under.
Yeah.
Then the budget is smaller.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I think is an important thing to note.
Yeah.
I mean, inevitably we had to add the grader in there, and that's fine, and it did give us an increase, but we did contain costs wherever we possibly could. Yeah.
So Katie, are you saying that you want me to do another chart that?
No, you don't have to do that. I'm just noting that
Sure.
we added this very large ticket in there, which will expire eventually. We will be done.
we'll find something else to put in there.
Yeah.
If I can
We'll be
speak,
funding it.
you have to sit back and think about it. This town has to decide one thing. How much road maintenance do we really want to have? Because road maintenance is a set amount of money it costs. It costs us to maintain roads, and every year it keeps going up and up. But the thing is people are complaining the roads aren't being maintained. They're not doing this, we're not doing that. The answer is, yeah, Jeremy could probably do another $200,000, $300,000 worth of work. If one. But we have to cut the budget, and he has to keep that work fit that budget. People have to understand, when you set a budget, that's the parameters of what maintenance that gets done. So, I mean, we don't have always had the greatest roads in the world, and you're not gonna have the greatest roads in the world. But at this price, this is what you're gonna get.
Okay.
And I mean, we cut projects, there's a lot of things out of it. So, people need to understand both sides of the picture.
Thank you.
You don't need a roadside mower for 4 weeks. They didn't do shit through half the town. One pass. We used to have the mower for 2 weeks. And Robbie would do 4 passes. And now it's in here for 4 weeks.
It's not red. I mean,
Well,
Plus, how many hours did Robbie put on the machine versus how many hours are we actually getting?
40 hours.
we were only allowed to have so many hours a week on the
Well, they cut
machine.
that. It's only 40 hours of rental time now.
So I think it was 50 when I had it, and that's what we did. And we didn't drive it back and forth to the garage every day. I left it at at different people's houses in West Townsend, and I would bring Robbie fuel every morning, so we weren't wasting time traveling back and forth. We don't need the mower for 4 weeks, but it needs to be used and do a good job. I mean, Simpson Brook Road is freaking terrible. The goldenrod is hanging halfway into one lane. I'm done.
Okay, I will move on to our last item. Ray Chapin from the high school would like to use the town hall to practice. They're having auditions December 17th and 18th, so if I hear a motion and a second and a vote, I'll sign this.
So moved.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Then we have executive session. I'm assuming we're not charging him.
I would say more presume than assume, but yeah.
Well, okay, Mr. Linguistic. Okay,
So they are, you're waiving the fee.
we're waiving the fee, and I signed this one right here if you want that.
Did he send along the insurance?
The school,
We,
so we have it on file.
we have it on file.
Perfect.
And we have executive session and,
To discuss.
to discuss personnel, and I'm not inviting Connie or Jeremy tonight, which I usually do because it's not applicable. Is that okay to say applicable?
You covered.
I think
Okay,
so.
thanks.
So you are making the motion to go in?
I'm making the motion and I need a second.
Second.
Good.
Did Glenn have anything else before we go
Oh.
executive?
I didn't think you did, but if you did, what did you have? Would you prefer I sign the original?
So on that warrant, so what I wanted to make you aware of is there's only like $4,000 left in that fire fund reserve account. That bill is $13,000.
So where is the rest gonna come from?
Ah, that's a great question, but I wanted to make sure you guys understood that before you paid it, so that, like all these grants, I think probably Jeremy has the same ones, they're reimbursement grants.
Well, where's,
So we have up to, I think it was slated $15,000 coming back in towards this project.
But it
But you
hasn't
gotta
gotten-
fund it, you have to fund the project and then they give you 75% in return. And, normally Brian handles the fire hydrants, but,
so what you're saying is that the money's coming, but we're fronting it?
You're in need of $9,345.
yeah, I need to know how you want to do that. Like, do you have money in the general fund that can cover that?
I will talk to Elaine about it, I'm sure we do.
So the guy from the state who issues the grants and it was approved, I've sent him everything. The last thing he's remaining before they meet to say, yep, the hydrant's done, we're happy, and send the check, is proof of payments. That's the last piece of paperwork.
And we need
Are
to pay.
photocopies of the checks going out to match all the invoices
Yeah.
that we send them. And he said it's about a month turnaround because the, whatever committee it is at the state level meets and says, yep, okay, pay them. And then that $15,000 will come back.
Okay,
Once that comes back, it's easy enough to say, well, you borrowed $9,034 or whatever it was, we need that out of that money.
Yeah.
That's fine, but I gotta know that
Yeah.
that's all right with you guys to do it
Well-
that way.
yeah, it is, because we owe it to this person, we can't tell them to wait, and we have to pay it before we get our money back.
It's a catch-22.
So- I think we're fine with that, I'll talk to Elaine
That's
tomorrow.
fine to do, then we can move on, and then when the check comes in, we'll sit down and discuss where it's gotta go,
Okay,
if that works.
Thanks,
But
Glenn.
yes, the money is coming.
okay,
but it's about a month turnaround from when I sent him a copy. I think this is the last check to be, one first sign, there's no parking sign yet.
Okay. All right. So,
You guys are good with that?
we are,
I'll leave you to your fun.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
Well, we have to vote all those in favor of going into executive session.
Aye.
And we did make a decision. And our decision is that we will work on the personnel policy and present it to the board the next meeting, which is on the 23rd, I think. And
23rd already.
and that Nick is gonna meet with the library on Friday to hammer out some of the personnel issues there and report back to us. And that's it. Shall we go home?
Yes,
Motion to adjourn?
Okay.
second.
I had asked about
You don't have to
using
go home, but you
Thanksgiving
can't stay
this
here.
week.
Yeah, that's what I want. So,
Wait a
We have a motion and a second to adjourn.
Okay, and who made the motion?
Nick, and I seconded.
and all those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, we gotta sign warrants.
I already did.
So that's
Okay,
fine.
you
So
did.
we are now adjourning.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.